Let's start with defining purpose. Purpose is the original intent of the Creator. Finding your purpose just became something you should look forward to every day. Hi, my name is John Akinola, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your P. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Finding Your P with John Akinola. And today I have a wonderful guest on the show. She's amazing, and you get to hear from her in a bit. So I'll allow her to introduce herself and tell us a bit about her before we get into the meat of the day.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Godwin, known as Fanny, and I'm a radio producer, voiceover artist, and a music lover. Basically, that's all about me you need to know. Okay,
that sounded interesting. Have you been doing that, introducing yourself on the norms? Like, you get that all the time, introduce yourself?
I usually don't know how to answer that question. So I just tell you my name, I tell you what I do. End of story.
Interesting. Okay, I have a few questions to ask you today. Before we had this show today, you had a test that you took, right? So what was the result of that test? And before we go into that, what are some of the things you like to do, and what are some of the things you do not like about life and people?
Things I like to do, I love to listen to music. I love art. I love artistic expressions in every form, from painting to drawing to writing to singing. Anything I can find art in, I love it. And then things I do not like about life and people, I hate how slow life can be at times. Like, it just gets to a point where everything is dragging and you're wondering what's going on. And things I don't like about people. I don't like lousy people. I understand that everybody gets really... They have a point where they get really excited and they tend to make a lot of noise. But then there's a very thin line between that and lousiness. And a lot of people unknowingly just cross over to the lousy side. So I do not like lousy people. I do not like people who tell stupid lies. Stupid lies meaning that there are some lies you tell that even a 2-year-old child would know that you are lying. Then why tell it to a grown adult? That is a very stupid lie. So yeah, those are things I hate about life and people.
Okay. So let me ask you, when you step into a place that is disorganized, what comes to mind? What's the first thing you want to do?
If I step into a disorganized place, the first thing I would do is probably use a swear word. Because I am one of those people that can't think in a disorganized environment. My brain literally comes to a standstill. I would probably be confused for the first 5 minutes. And then, of course, the right thing to do if you enter a disorganized place is try to just start from anywhere. But then I am one of the few that would just get confused on where to start from. So I might just stand and keep looking at the disorganization till it hits me that, oh, this place is disorganized, and then I have to start arranging it. But I do not like disorganization. I hate it.
Okay, do you have where would you say it stems from, or is this something you just noticed that has been a part of you like forever?
I think it mostly stems from my childhood. My mom is, in fact, both of my parents are what I like to call perfectionists. They are. So they expected us while growing up to be perfect in everything, from our grades to appearance, down to everything. And in as much as I am a very rebellious and stubborn child, I like to think of myself as stubborn. I used to be very stubborn. There are some things that home training just doesn't permit it. So I think the whole thing boils down to my home training, because my mom didn't permit a lot. There are things you can't do when you're in my mother's house. So home training, I guess.
Okay, awesome. I'm liking this. Okay, so another question. When you're in this disorganized scenarios, can you share one particular one that comes to mind? Maybe not a place, maybe it was a situation, or maybe it was something about life that wasn't just arranged.
Okay, so I'll talk about two. My office productions at JFM. There are usually, most times when I come in the morning, I'd always find pieces of paper scattered all over the table. Now, the first thing I do when I come to work every morning after saying my highs to people in the office is move the pieces of paper, arrange them, and keep them in one place. The mess site is very irritating. And then, when the session ended, my roommate and her friends, they came back to the house and they just had their things scattered all over the room. I went to church that day, and then I came back from church and I opened the door. And first, in fact, the door could not open completely because they just had clothes and everything you can think of. Everything someone moves from a room as a student was in that room. There was no space to even stand. So what I did was I just changed my clothing and immediately tried to arrange the place. And then when it was obvious that I couldn't, I left the room because I couldn't really stay there. Yeah.
So you find it difficult to stay anywhere disorganized, just doesn't work for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's go a bit into the test you did. What did the result come out with? And would you agree with what you saw as, the results that came from that test?
Okay, so the test came out and I was majorly melancholic, and I can't agree any less. That is who I am. That is what I am. I just know how to break out of that melancholic space at times and just be really lively and be a people person. But all in all, I'm a melancholic person. I know that.
Okay, so what would you say are some of the things you struggle with as regards dealing with people in general?
This question. The thing is, a lot of people have chosen not to understand that there are people who do not like people. I don't know how to explain it. I don't hate people, but I don't like people. I would prefer to be in my own space all my life. But of course, life isn't built that way. You have to interact, you have to blend with people, you have to socialize. So I do not like the part where a lot of people just try to put their own values on you because they feel like what we're doing is the norm. You should do the norm too. I'm different. I don't want to do the norm. I want to be away from all of you. I don't want to be like you guys. You get me?
Okay. Awesome. Okay, and when you get to live life, I hear you say things like, life sometimes can feel too slow. So how have you been able to deal with that? And in this space, in this world, everything that comes at you, how are you able to deal with that? Sometimes life being slow.
I just take it a day at a time because there was a point in my life I used to be in a hurry. I just wanted to be done with school, wanted to be done with this, wanted to be done with that. But then I realized I don't have a remote control for life. I can't make it move faster. I'll just overthink everything and just develop anxiety for nothing. So I decided I was just going to take a day at a time. If life slows down today, I would slow down, take a breath and just chill and wait for life to hurry again. That's it.
Okay, that's interesting. So you kind of take each day as it comes, okay? And have you been in scenarios where maybe some things don't just go as planned and somehow you had to work your way around it? Is there one that comes to mind that you can remember?
quite a lot of them. From secondary school, I wanted to study law. I've always loved media and entertainment, but my father killed that dream. So I was like, okay, my best second option is law. And then JAMB gave me admission, and they gave me history and international relations. And then I had the option of, the University of Jos gave me law. So I had the option of switching. But then I was like, let me try something else. My other brother is a lawyer, and he's telling me I wouldn't like law because he knows the kind of person I am. And he told me, just go for this thing. And then I started out as a star child, a star student in all ramifications. I got into the university, and everybody expected my first semester results to be really good. And then at the end of first semester, my result was, my GP was only 2 points. And that was so unexpected. I just had to sit up because that was the first time in my life I was doing history. I didn't do history in secondary school, but then I was confronted with an issue. And then I just had to sit up and just grab the bull by the horn and learn the whole thing, like back and front. And by second semester, my grades had risen very much. At the moment, I'm only 4 points.
Wow, that's really interesting. So what would you say were your lessons from, that whole experience?
One thing I learned from that is to not be stuck to a particular path, to be very spontaneous, because life itself is a spontaneous thing. You wake up every morning and in your head you have how your day should go, but for the simple fact that you are not the only character in your day, you interact with people who already have different plans. You are met with circumstances, maybe not just humans, you're met with circumstances. Your car might decide to go bad that day and you ruined all of your plans. So I've just learned to be very spontaneous and not be stuck to one mindset or line of thought.
Okay, so that's been like an improvement for you, being able to be flexible with your plans and dealing with people. Okay, and what would you say is a lesson you would like to pass across to other males like you out there?
The thing with males is that we don't exactly like to take instructions from people. We want to think it out on our own. We want to do everything on our own. We are the perfect definition of experience is the best teacher. That is what works for most of us. So you could keep telling us to do this, do this, do this. We'll still do what we want to do and make mistakes and learn from our own mistakes. So yeah, but then to those few ones that listen, be spontaneous. Just live and let live. Don't stress, basically.
Yes, you've heard it from her. Stephanie says, be flexible. All right. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful having you on the show, Stephanie. I hope you've had a wonderful time.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. And this brings us to the end of another episode. And I hope you get to learn one or two things if you're a male out there or you know someone who is a male. Melancholy. Yeah. And let's take a dive in the next episode. We'll talk more. Remember, she kept on saying it, be flexible, don't take life too choky, don't stick to a line of thought, be open. Experience is good, but also, have an open heart to learn from everything and everywhere. Enjoy the rest of the day. I remain John Akinola, and I see you when I see you. Bye.